And welcome back to the York City Auditorium for more Crossroads Conference volleyball action. We are in the first round. 8 games will be played here at the auditorium today, and you'll be able to watch each and every one of them right here on strive.tv. Our next one is number 5 seed Nebraska Lutheran. They're taking on number 12 McCool Junction. And this is one of those matches where it could go either way. Of course, being the 5 seed, we expect Nebraska Lutheran will win this one, but you never know. McCool Junction has had some darn fine ladies sports teams come in the last few years. So we're about ready to get this one going here. Thank you very much for joining us. Make sure that you tell your friends they can watch today on strive.tv/CRC, or you can follow the links at 1049maxcountry.com or coolradionow.com. That is cool with a K. All right, we are ready to get this thing started. It looks like number 12, Harley Stutzman, is going to get this one going, and she sends the ball over, received by Nebraska Lutheran. And it is hammered hard, a little bit too hard there. It was Rebecca Hiskey who hit that one back beyond the line. So that's going to be a 1-0 lead for the Mustangs. That was a very good serve. Looked like it was going to sail out of bounds, but it didn't, and Nebraska Lutheran picked it up. They push it over from McCool Junction, who punches it right back. Well, looks like we had a mishandled set there by Autumn Malco. Double hit, so that is another point for McCool Junction. The Mustangs jump to a quick 2-0 lead. Rainbow shots for serves here. That one in the deep right corner. Nebraska Lutheran is not able to handle it. It falls out of bounds, and McCool Junction gets another point. And Morgan Timon was back there serving. She got 3 serves, but she hit the 4th one into the net. So that's a point for the Knights, and Autumn Malco is going to go back and serve for Nebraska Lutheran, trailing 3-1 in the first set. Received and set by McCool Junction. The attack by number 13, Josie Vadichka. It was met with a hefty block, but she was able to punch it through and get it down. So it's now 4-1, McCool Junction leading early in this first set. Hard serve there, overpass by Nebraska Lutheran. Punched back over by Wallenberg. That was Piper F. who punched it back over, and that is a quick point for McCool Junction, 5-1. That one looked like it was going to go long, and then it took a dive for the line, and luckily Nebraska Lutheran picked it up. They send it over. Kadichka tries to punch it over, but it's blocked back to her, and so now it looked like we had a potential joust at the net, but nobody wanted the ball, and it fell harmlessly to the floor. 5-2 is your score. Rebecca Hiskey goes back to serve. She is a senior for the Knights. Nice tight serve right through the middle. Wallenberg punches it over. It's picked up by Nebraska Lutheran. A little bump set there. McCool Junction sends it back. Quick set to the middle for Hiskey. And another set. This is a back set. Goes back to Streeman. Hammers it down. It hangs up in the air forever, but McCool Junction is able to free ball it over. So Samantha Hiskey gets that one over. McCool Junction bounced it around a little bit, and it was Dakota Wallenberg who tried to get it over and hit it into the net, so we have a 3-5 score. The other Hiskey, Rebecca Hiskey, sends it over. McCool Junction with the serve receive, hammers it over. Nebraska Lutheran hits it up into the rafters. It ping-pongs around a little bit and falls straight to the court. 6-3, McCool Junction. Piper Epp is back to serve now. Hammers it deep left corner. It's received. It is set. A rainbow shot for an attack. It is picked up. McCool Junction gets it over, and Nebraska Lutheran just sends it back to him. A little punch out there at the net, and a quick set into the middle. Blocked, pushed over. Nebraska Lutheran's just going to have to free ball it. And McCool Junction is trying to set up their offense, and it looks like we got a double hit over there. So that point goes to the Knights. It is 6-4 now. Quick substitution coming in for Nebraska Lutheran. Serving it will be Tenley Williamson. She is the libero. Joust at the net. It was won by McCool Junction, but as they sent the ball back over, Nebraska Lutheran hammered it home 5-6. I believe it was Ashley Schoen was Johnny on the spot there. So Williamson back to serve again. Little jump serve, long. 7-5 is your score. McCool Junction leading early in the first set. This is a first-round match. McCool Junction, your 12 seed, taking on 5 seed Nebraska Lutheran. Nebraska Lutheran is trying to set their offense up. It was Samantha Hiskey hit it into a double block at the net. It was punched back down by McCool Junction, and they get that point. And now Josie Vodicka is going to go back to serve. She serves from the left side, gets it over, receive, set up to the middle. Nebraska Lutheran just sends it over. Miscommunication between the Mustangs, as it was Stutzman and Wallenberg both looked at each other and thought the other one was going to go for the ball, and neither of them did. So it's 6-8. Hiskey with the serve. Joust at the net. That one is won by Ashley Schoen from Nebraska Lutheran. 8-7 is the score. Serving once again, it will be Hiskey. This will be Samantha Hiskey. 2 Hiskies on the Nebraska Lutheran team. Tough serve. McCool Junction had trouble tracking it down. Then they tried to free ball it over and almost free balled it to Bradshaw. So just like that, after jumping out to a quick lead, it is now 8-8, a tie ball game in the first set. We're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back from the York City Auditorium on Strive TV.
This is Craig Yurkowski with Ag West Land Brokers. I'm excited to be a part of the Ag West Land Brokers team. With over 25 years being in production agriculture, let me put my experience to work for you.
CRC coverage is brought to you by
Anderson Insurance Agency, the Physical Therapy Department at Annie Jeffrey Memorial Health Center, Aurora Cooperative, Banana Rams, Bank of Clarks, and Carlson Construction.
Be sure to visit Southeast Valley Irrigation and Pruning for all of your Valley Pivot needs, or call them today, 402-353-6775.
And welcome back to the York City Auditorium for this first round game between Nebraska Lutheran and McCool Junction. We are all knotted up at 8 in the first set. Samantha Hiskey sends the serve over. It's received, bumped up, and they're just going to push this out of the back row and get it back to Nebraska Lutheran as they set up their offense. We have a middle attack, which is blocked at the net. And now Nebraska Lutheran once again has it. A lot of just getting the ball over to the other side of the net. Oh, looks like we had somebody in the net there from McCool Junction. So that point will go to Nebraska Lutheran, and they get their first lead of the day, 9-8. McCool Junction started off with a quick 4-0 run, but Nebraska Lutheran has fought back, and now they have a 2-point lead with an ace serve there by Samantha Hiskey. There's also Rebecca Hiskey on the team. She is a senior. Samantha is a junior. And Samantha just got ace serve number 2. That one bounced. McCool Junction player tried to rally it in, and it bounced all the way up off the basketball hoop. Samantha Hiskey serves another one deep middle. This one is picked up by the Mustangs, and they send it back. A kill there by Josie Vodicka. I'm sorry, that was not Vodicka. That was Harley Stutzman. Nebraska Lutheran attempted a kill there, but they sailed it long, so now it goes back, and we will have Grace Rich serving the ball. Nebraska Lutheran sets up their middle attack. And that attack becomes a kill. Ashley Schoen gets that one down. She is a sophomore for the Knights. 12-9 is now your score. Malco back to serve. She's going to get her. Oh, sorry, that was not Malco. That was Ann Prigge. And Prigge gets a ace serve on that one. So we've seen aces on both sides of the net tonight. And Prigge goes back with a 13-9 lead in the first set. Nebraska Lutheran leading McCool Junction. They're going to try and get some points back here. They set their offense up. They get it over. Nebraska Lutheran gets it. They set it. And that attack is going to go in the books as a kill for Rebecca Hiskey. 14-9. Nebraska Lutheran putting some distance between them now. Ann Prigge back to serve again. She is a senior for the Knights. Tough server. We have a joust at the net, won by Nebraska Lutheran, but McCool Junction keeps it in play. Let's see. It was Morgan Thiemann was able to get that one down. Nope. 14-10, and now Sarah Turner, your libero for McCool Junction, is back to serve. Jump serve. Tough serve. Picked up by Nebraska Lutheran, and they just free ball it over to keep it alive. Oh, that was a bad set. She set it to the wrong side of the net. They had a joust. McCool Junction saves it. Now Nebraska Lutheran has it back. Blocked at the net, but Nebraska Lutheran's going to go for it again. This time they get it over, but McCool Junction keeps it alive. Another joust at the net, and this time it is won by Ashley Schoen. So 15-10 is your score, first set. Ashley Schoen serves it over. Short right side. Looks like we might have another double hit. There's a double hit on Morgan Thiemann. 16-10. Schoen serves it over again. Ace serve. Short right side, and nobody was able to get to it. We have a timeout on the court by McCool Junction. Coach Thayer wants to talk about it with his troops. We'll take a break, too. It is 17-10, first set. Nebraska Lutheran leading McCool Junction, and we'll be back to the York City Auditorium in 30 seconds.
CRC coverage is brought to you by
Carlstrom Electric, Central Car Wash, Central City Veterinary Clinic, Central Valley Ag Cooperative, Clark's Ag Supply, Cedar Valley Company, Clark's LLC, and Clark's Locker.
It is reassuring to know that specialized medical care for you and your family is available in Polk County. At Annie Jeffrey Health Center, we are committed to providing you the highest quality health care available.
Cornerstone Bank is committed to providing you game-changing solutions for your financial needs. Bank on a solid foundation. Cornerstone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Welcome back to the York City Auditorium as we are in the first set of your second game of the first round. Nebraska Lutheran leading McCool Junction 17-10. Nebraska Lutheran sends a serve over, and McCool Junction does it again. Double hit. Once again, that's the second play in a row that they have had that happen to them. It's a quick point for Nebraska Lutheran. 18-10 is your score. They serve it over again. This time McCool Junction gets it back over. Nebraska Lutheran setting their offense up. An attack over from the left side. That was Rebecca Hiskey over there. She's able to get that attack down, and now going back to serve, it is shown. She hits that one into the net. Another service error. 19-11 is your score. Harley Stutzman goes back to serve for the Mustangs. She gets it over. Ooh, that was a tough serve. It hit Autumn Malco almost in the face, and as she was blocking, they called her for a double hit. So 19-12 is the score. Stutzman back once again to serve. Gets that one over. Serve receive. Set over to the left side to the pins. And McCool Junction is able to save it and free ball it over. We got a set to the middle this time. It was blocked at the net. Overpass by Nebraska Lutheran, but then we have a long kill by McCool Junction. So 20-12, Nebraska Lutheran is the first to 20. 20-12 is your score. Malco serves it over. Ace serve. Miscommunication between Turner and Rutten there. They both went after the ball, and they both hit it at the same time, and it just flew harmlessly off of the net. 21-12, Nebraska Lutheran leading in the first set. Malco hits that one into the net, a service error, and that is a point for McCool Junction. Morgan Tiemann is back to serve, trailing 21-13. She sends it up and over, off the top of the net, but it is received. It's going to be a free ball. McCool Junction trying to set an offense up, but we had a bad set there. They turned a bad set into a good situation, though. Nobody from Nebraska Lutheran was able to handle the ball, so it is 21-14. Serve over by Tiemann. It is set to the left side. Good attack, but it is recovered by McCool Junction, and they scramble. They are not able to get the ball over in 3 hits. That is a point for Nebraska Lutheran, 22-14. Going back to serve, it is Rebecca Hiskey. Rebecca Hiskey hits this one. She hit it deep left corner. McCool Junction let it go, thinking it was going to be long, but line judge called it in. Coach Terry isn't so sure what he thinks about that, but he tosses the ball back to Nebraska Lutheran, 23-14. First set, Nebraska Lutheran is leading. Hiskey back to serve once again. She didn't go quite as deep in the corner that time, but she went for that back corner again. McCool Junction sends it long. It is Josie Vodichka hitting it just a little bit too far there, so we now have set point, 24-14, Nebraska Lutheran. Hiskey back to serve once again. Up, ace serve. That's how we're going to end this one, 25-14, ace serve by Nebraska Lutheran. So your number 5 seeded Knights take down McCool Junction in set number 1, 25-14. 25-14. We will be back for set number 2 coming up in 2 minutes right here from the York City Auditorium on Strive TV.
CRC coverage is brought to you by
Clint Hoffman with Trados, Cornerstone Bank, Cornerstone Insurance Group, Dash Farms Incorporated, Flatland Mobile Service LLC, and First State Bank.
For any of your heating and air conditioning needs, call McCool Heating and AC, your Daikin Comfort Pros at 402-724-2305. McCool Heating and Air proudly supports Mustang Athletics.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people.
This is Alan Odepal, Odepal Insurance, at 4th and Grant in Yorktown Center. Insurance is our only business.
CRC coverage is brought to you by
Gavilan Grain, Hamilton Telephone Company, and Midstate Community TV, Hans Service LLC, Harless Oil Company, and Harmony Daylily Farm and Nursery.
At Paliseed, we believe in grown from the ground up, from the field of play to the cornfield. We are proud to support high school athletes.
CRC coverage is brought to you by
Portville Shop Incorporated, Greg Fowler, Automotive Specialist, Carrie Joe's Catering, Quick Shop, Mr. K. Angus, Myers Insurance, and Northeast Nebraska Telephone Company.
CRC coverage is brought to you by
Polk County Rural Public Power District, Polk Service and Repair, Sandell Electric Incorporated, and Solt Wagner Funeral Home.
Be sure to visit Southeast Valley Irrigation and Pruning for all of your Valley Pivot needs, or call them today, 402-353-6775.
CRC coverage is brought to you by
Strobel Energy Group, Strobel Manufacturing Incorporated, The Meat Hook, Top Game Industries, and Studio G Photography by Shelley Garrett.
Welcome back to the York City Auditorium Crossroads Conference Volleyball Tournament 2024. We're in a first-round game where Nebraska Lutheran just took set number 1, 25-14. McCool Junction jumped out to a quick 4-0 lead, but all the momentum shifted to Nebraska Lutheran after that. Thank you very much to our sponsors, Weaver Repair in Geneva, Edgewater Insurance in Osceola, York General, Copsa Odie, CPAs and Advisors, Grand Central Foods, and Baum's Burger Welding. Could not do things like this without our great sponsors. And thank you very much for tuning in and listening on Strive TV. I am Gene Curtis. We're about to start set number 2, Nebraska Lutheran, your 5 seed. Set number 1, 25-14 over McCool Junction. They're ready to start here in number 2. Malco with the serve, a very short serve to the middle, and we start off with an ace. We ended set number 1 with an ace. We're starting set number 2 with an ace for Malco. 1-0 lead for Nebraska Lutheran. She is back to serve once again. This one's a little deep middle, overpass there from McCool Junction, and Nebraska Lutheran setting up their offense. That was their middle. Samantha Hiskey is able to get that one down. I believe she's a left-hander too. Malco back to serve. It's a 2-0 lead. Skates that one right over the top of the net. It went over, and it landed out of bounds. That's going to go in the books as an ace serve. So Malco, 2 out of 3 of her first serves this match have been aces. She goes back. Is it going to be ace number 4? We'll find out momentarily. Okay, McCool Junction is able to overpass that one, at least get it back. And then we got a block at the net. I believe it was Wallenberg was there who blocked Hiskey over on the left side or right side, depending on which side of the court you're sitting. But there's a point for McCool Junction. 3-1 is your score. Back to score, or back to serve. It was Harley Stutzman. Nebraska Lutheran gets it over. McCool Junction scrambling to just get it back over, and I think that, yeah, I thought that was going out of bounds, but that was a nice save by Nebraska Lutheran because it would have been in bounds had it fallen. Free ball over by the Mustangs. Now Nebraska Lutheran trying to set up their offense. That was Samantha Hiskey with the attack, but it was blocked at the net by Wallenberg, so they get the point. Josie Vodichka, that is Harley Stutzman going back to serve. 3-2 is the score. She launched that one long. 4-2 now Nebraska Lutheran. Rebecca Hiskey goes back for the serve. She went on a tear the last time that she was back on the service line. Oh, that one would have been long, but McCool Junction decided to receive it instead. Cost themselves a point because they hit it up in the rafters and it comes bouncing down to the floor. 5-2. Here's your score, Nebraska Lutheran. Rebecca Hiskey back to serve. She is the senior Hiskey on the Nebraska Lutheran team. I can only assume that her and Samantha are probably sisters. Serve, middle, deep. McCool Junction punches it over. Nebraska Lutheran just gives them a free ball, and now McCool Junction tries to set up their offense. It is Vodichka with an attack. That will go in the record books as a kill. A couple of Nebraska Lutheran Knights tried to save it, but they just could not get it. So that is a point, and it's 5-3, Nebraska Lutheran. Free balls it over. McCool Junction setting up their offense. Well, miscommunication there. Tiemann tried to set it up to Wallenberg, and Wallenberg wasn't expecting the set. She ended up just slapping it into the net. So it is 6-3. Back to serve is your libero, Williamson. Ace serve. Tenley Williamson is a senior for the Knights, playing libero today. Hits this one over, received by McCool Junction. They try and bump set it right in the middle. It is blocked at the net. Nebraska Lutheran punches it back over. McCool Junction gets it back over, and now almost just a little bit of a let's get this ball over. Hiskey hits it way back by the back line, and there are no Mustangs there to get it, and it fell in bounds. 8-3 is your score. Of course, Nebraska Lutheran took set number 1. They're trying to end this in 2. Remember that your first round games are all best 2 out of 3, and that is Williamson with another ace. Coach Stair does not like what he is seeing, so he's calling a timeout, trailing 9-3 in this one. We'll take a 30-second timeout too, and we'll be right back to the York City Auditorium on Strive TV. Cornerstone Bank is committed to providing you game-changing solutions for your financial needs. Bank on a solid foundation. Cornerstone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
CRC coverage is brought to you by
Brick Roads Grill and Distillery, Deerskin Construction, Concrete and Residential Construction, Little Storm Childcare, Resilient Rehab LLC, and True North Wellness and Medical.
This is Craig Yurkowski with Ag West Land Brokers. I'm excited to be a part of the Ag West Land Brokers team. With over 25 years being in production agriculture, let me put my experience to work for you.
And we return to action just as Williamson puts her serve up, but she sails it off to the other side, and that is a point for McCool Junction. So going back to serve now, it's Piper Epp trailing 9-4 in set number 2. Nebraska Lutheran took set number 1, 25-14. They are now leading 10-4 here in set number 2 as Hiskey puts that one down. Old Dink. And she's going to go back and serve. Now, sorry, that's Samantha Hiskey going back to serve. Another tough serve deep in the middle. Free ball over from McCool Junction. Set to the middle. Sailed long. That was shown. Tried to hammer it down, but it was a good 5 feet out of bounds. 10-5 is your score. McCool Junction serves it over. That's going to be an ace serve for Josie Vodicka. She gets a serve. They get the point. 10-6. McCool Junction trailing Nebraska Lutheran. Another tough serve, but it is received. Oh, it's just pushed over by Autumn Malco. She landed that one in the donut. There were no Mustangs anywhere near, and that is a point now for Nebraska Lutheran, leading 11-6. Prigge serves it over. McCool Junction tries to send it back, but Stutzman hit that one into the net. So 12-6 is your score. 12-6 is your score. Prigge back to serve. Good serve to the deep right corner. Ooh, an attack there by McCool Junction that Nebraska Lutheran had trouble handling, so they free ball it over. Now McCool trying to set up a back row attack, and they do. It is received by Nebraska Lutheran. Middle set. Attack and dig and free ball and set to the left side there, and that one is hammered down. That is Rebecca Hiskey gets that one down, and that is a 13-6 lead now for Nebraska Lutheran. Prigge once again back to serve. Into the net. Looked like she tried to change her positioning of that serve and went a little bit more to the right with it, and just did not get a handle on it right into the net. So 13-7, McCool Junction serving. Nebraska Lutheran set over to the left-hand pin, and she dinks it down. That would be Hiskey. That would be Rebecca Hiskey with the point. Schoen goes back to serve. McCool Junction, a little back set. A kill. That is a kill from Dakota Wallenberg. 14-8 is now your score. 14-8. Sarah Turner, your libero, is going to go back to serve. She is a 5'1" junior back there for the Mustangs. And that one promptly goes into the net, and the ball goes right back to Nebraska Lutheran. 15-8 is your score. We are in the second set. Nebraska Lutheran, the 5 seed, took set number 1, 25-14. Should they win this one, they will move on to take on High Plains at 2 o'clock this afternoon. The serve goes over there by Malco. McCool Junction trying to set up their offense, but Piper Epp hit it into the net. She's going for the attack. It goes in the net. 16-8 is your score. Malco back to serve once again. This one's deep middle. Received, a little trickeration with a back set across the net, but Nebraska Lutheran picks it up. And we have a kill this time by Spreeman. Spreeman hit it into a block, but she was able to tool the block. And now, once again, we got a timeout on the court with Nebraska Lutheran leading 17-8. We'll take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be right back from the York City Auditorium on Strive TV.
This is Craig Yurkowski with Ag West Land Brokers. I'm excited to be a part of the Ag West Land Brokers team. With over 25 years being in production agriculture, let me put my experience to work for you.
CRC coverage is brought to you by
Anderson Insurance Agency, the Physical Therapy Department at Annie Jeffrey Memorial Health Center, Aurora Cooperative, Banana Rams, Bank of Clarks, and Carlson Construction.
Be sure to visit Southeast Valley Irrigation and Pruning for all of your Valley Pivot needs, or call them today, 402-353-6775.
And we are back at the York City Auditorium. First round game between Nebraska Lutheran and McCool Junction. Best 2 out of 3. Nebraska Lutheran won the first set, and they are leading 17-8 in the second set. We'll see if they can close them out or if McCool Junction has a comeback in them. Substitution into the game for the Mustangs. It was Malco serving once again. McCool Junction free balls it over. Actually, it was an overpass. And once again, Rebecca Hiskey right there. She just swats it down. There's a big hole in the defense on the Mustangs, and 18-8 is now the score. That one's in the net. Malco came in and rattled off a few points, but that one was in the net, so the ball goes back to McCool Junction. Lily Parker is back there to serve, a 5'4" sophomore. Trailing 18-9 in the second set. Punches that one right into the net with a service error. 19-9 is your score. Serving for the Knights, Rebecca Hiskey goes back to serve now after getting a couple of kills when she was in the front line. She gets that one. Oh, that's an ace. It was Lily Parker had trouble receiving it and had a little bit of an error there, but that goes down as an ace. Rebecca Hiskey back to serve once again. Nebraska Lutheran first to 20 in set number 2. It's 20-9. McCool Junction's just going to have to free ball this one back over. They couldn't handle the serve very well. Cross court set there. What did we have here? Someone was in the net. Yep. Spreeman went up for the attack and touched the net. So that point goes to McCool Junction. Nebraska Lutheran is leading, though, 20-10. It's going to be Timon back there to serve, and she does. She gets it over. We have a set to the middle, pushed over. McCool Junction free balls it. A little confusion on the offense on Nebraska Lutheran, so they just get the ball over. Now McCool Junction tries to get their attack set up, and it goes over to Nebraska Lutheran. We have a joust at the net. That joust is won by Adley Cheek of McCool Junction, and that is a point for the Mustangs. 20-11 is your score. Timon back to serve. So receive. Oh, just went a little bit far, so Nebraska Lutheran just had to push it over. We had an attack there by Vodichka that was picked up by Nebraska Lutheran. Then we have a joust in the net, and it was Hiskey into the net. I believe it was Hiskey into the net, yes. Samantha Hiskey went up for the block, let her momentum carry her into the net. I take that back. Nebraska Lutheran at the point. All right, so Nebraska Lutheran sets up their offense there. It was an attack by Ashley Schoen. That flew out of bounds, and now it is 19-14. I had a little miscommunication with the score. That's what I was thinking. I think they have the scoreboard wrong. Yes, it's 21-14. My producer here was telling me, no, 2-1. So, 4 hits on McCool Junction there while we were working things out, and it is now 22-12. 22-12. Back to serve. It is Hiskey. Ace serve for Samantha Hiskey. Ace serve makes it 23-12. 2 points away from closing this one out and moving on to play High Plains at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Hiskey gets the serve over. Got to set off to the right side. Well, that one's down. That was Vodichka. She was able to get that one down. McCool lives to play another point. Got a substitution for McCool Junction as Vodichka goes back to serve. Coming into play for the Mustangs, it is Lily Park. All right, Josie Vodichka back to serve. She puts it up and over. The libero picks it up to back set. Back attack, picked up by McCool Junction, and they punch it over, and that one goes long, and it is now match point. Match point for Nebraska Lutheran, 24-13. Should they win, they will move on to play this afternoon against your number 4 seed, High Plains. Coming in to serve for Nebraska Lutheran, it looks like we have Williamson. And Williamson promptly slaps it right into the net. So McCool Junction will get another chance. Do they have a 11-point rally in them? It actually would have to be 12 at this point. With match point for Nebraska Lutheran. But there's an ace serve. Emma Hall gets that one down, and we have an ace serve. It is 24-15. Still match point for the Knights. Emma Hall puts that serve up. Received. We have a little dink set, and it is not picked up by McCool Junction. It falls down out of bounds, and that is your match. So our second match of the day is in the books. Nebraska Lutheran wins in straight sets, 25-14, 25-15. So they will move on to play at 2 o'clock this afternoon against High Plains. All right, we're going to take another break here. Coming up here in just a little bit, it will be your number 1 seed, BDS, taking on the winners of our first match today, and that would be Shelby Rising City, and that will be coming up here in approximately 15-20 minutes. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with that next match right here at the York City Auditorium. You're listening to CRC Conference Volleyball action on Strive TV. Cornerstone Bank is committed to providing you game-changing solutions for your financial needs. Bank on a solid foundation. Cornerstone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
CRC coverage is brought to you by
Brick Roads Grill and Distillery, Deerskin Construction, Concrete and Residential Construction, Little Storm Childcare, Resilient Rehab LLC, and True North Wellness and Medical.
This is Craig Yurkowski with Ag West Land Brokers. I'm excited to be a part of the Ag West Land Brokers team. With over 25 years being in production agriculture, let me put my experience to work for you.